Hello friends, welcome to Royal Academy. So finally science exam is over and today I have with me set 2 of science question paper. Let us try to solve this question paper and see how you could have selected the correct options. So here the first question is given with regards to homologous series, so which is from the hydrocarbons. So here its first statement says is that all succeeding members differ by CH2 unit, which is a correct statement. Then the second statement is melting point and boiling point increases with increase in molecular mass. So which is also correct because as the CH2 increases, so corresponding molecular mass of the next element will also increase. So the difference in molecular masses between two successive members is 16U. So here carbon's molecular mass is 12 and here H2. So here 2 times hydrogen's molecular mass is 1. So therefore it is going to become 14U. So which is incorrect statement here. 16U is wrong. Then finally C2H2 and C3H3 are not the successive members of alkyne series. In fact, these are the successive members of the alkyne series. So therefore, this statement is also according to this word is incorrect. So therefore, we have the two options A and B which are correct. So that makes option A to be selected. Okay. So that is the first question. Then second question is the number of shells required to write the electronic configuration of potassium. That is atomic number of potassium is 19. So we know that so we have the shell configuration. So here the number of say shell are K11. So here first shell will be consisting of 2 at the max, second can be accommodated at the max 8, then this also 8. Then here we require 19. So this will make 18. So we have to one more electron in nth shell. So that makes it 4 shells. Okay. So therefore it is option D. Then third question is select from the following a process in which a combination reaction is involved. So combination reaction basically occurs when two or more elements combine together to form a compound. So therefore here if you observe black and white photography, it doesn't have to do anything with that reaction. Then burning of a coal. So now burning of a coal so is nothing but it is carbon burning in the presence of oxygen. So it will form carbon dioxide which is a compound. So therefore and along with that it will produce lots of energy. Okay, so therefore here this particular reaction is nothing but combination of two different elements carbon and oxygen. So therefore this satisfies that. So therefore option B would be the correct option. So you can check with the burning of methane. So burning of methane basically produces a large amount of heat which is exothermic reaction like a decomposition type of reaction. So therefore it is not the correct option. Like digestion of food also involves lots of varieties of examples, so we cannot exactly identify which one it is. So therefore these two cannot be the correct options. Fine. Then coming to the fourth question, the oxide which can react with HCl as well as KOH to give corresponding salt and water is. So now here oxide means basically they are talking about metal oxide. So metal oxide which can react both with the acid as well as base. Okay, so they are talking about the particularly metal oxide which reacts both with acid and base. So we already have seen those two exceptions while discussing about the theory concepts. So those were the one is aluminum oxide and another one is zinc oxide. So when both of these will be reacted with the HCl and KOH, they are going to form the salt, corresponding salt and water also. Okay, so therefore here we have to check whether that aluminum oxide and zinc oxide are available. So in the options given, so we have aluminum oxide. So here aluminum oxide will form the potassium aluminate, okay, with the base, okay, and aluminum chloride. Then H2O will be the other product. So likewise, so if you take the zinc, so it would form the potassium zincate, okay, and zinc chloride. Fine. So option B would be the correct option for this fourth question. Then coming to the fifth question, which of the following is an alloy of copper and tin? So copper and tin together will form the alloy which is called as bronze. Okay, so this is also one of the very interesting and important questions. Okay, in the alloys. So then tooth decay begins at the pH of so here this question is particularly a little bit tricky because we know that decay of the tooth occurs when the pH value decreases below 5.5. Okay, so here they have not mentioned that particular value, but they have given some options to select. So now if you take 5.8, so here decay of the tooth will not occur because the pH value is above 5.5. So 6.5 also cannot be selected, 8 also cannot be selected, this also cannot be selected. So therefore we are left with only one option, which is A. Why? Because this value is below 5.5. So therefore that would be the correct option. Fine. Then seventh question. Solid calcium oxide reacts vigorously with water to form calcium hydroxide accompanied by the liberation of heat. From the information given above, it may be concluded that this reaction, option A, is endothermic and pH of the solution formed is more than 7. So here let us first try to understand what exactly they are saying. So there is a calcium oxide. So calcium oxide is reacted with water. So it will produce here calcium hydroxide. So CaOH2 plus it will liberate huge amount of heat. So therefore here it will produce heat. So now this particular reaction, that is what occurs. So based on this, whatever products we have, so we have to try to identify what exactly happening. So here exothermic, so this reaction is basically, it is a exothermic reaction. So here, which wherever you have endothermic, just cancel them out. So here two options are having endothermic, so which are incorrect. Then exothermic also we have got two options. So exothermic, which is correct, but pH value one says is 7, and the fourth option says that pH value is more than 7. So now you have to logically think that what could be the pH value. So for that you just need to understand. So this 7 indicates it is a neutral, okay, and above 7 indicates it is a basic in nature, okay. So it is a basic in nature. So now you see the product whatever has occurred. So that product, if you observe, so this is nothing but calcium hydroxide, which is a base. So now if it is a base, then it has to have the pH more than 7. So therefore this option would be the correct option. Fine. Then coming to the eighth question. So in human respiratory system, when a person breathes in, the position of ribs and diaphragm will be. So it is a very logical question. So you just need to do that activity. So if you inhale the air, so now here ribs are lifted up. So at the same time, diaphragm has become flattened here. So therefore that would be the correct option. So lifted ribs and curved dome shape, it is not correct. Then lifted ribs and flattened diaphragm. So this would be the correct option. So relaxed ribs, this is in the case of this would be the case of the exhaling, relaxed ribs and curved dome, because the curved dome means what? It will push the air outside, exhaling. Fine. So now coming to the ninth question, select out of the following gland which does not occur as a pair in the human body. So they have given first option as pituitary gland. So pituitary gland is located in the head, so it is a single only. Okay. Then ovaries are in pair, testes are also in pair, and adrenaline occurs each on the kidney. So therefore this cannot be the correct answer for this. So the only option correct is pituitary gland. Fine. Now which of the following statements are true about human heart? Okay, so true about human heart. So right atrium receives oxygenated blood from lungs. Oxygenated blood is wrong, so it will receive the deoxygenated blood, okay, from the body, okay, not from the lungs. Then left atrium transfers oxygenated blood to left ventricle, which is correct. Left atrium transfers to left ventricle, then which sends it to the various parts of the body. It is a correct statement. Then right atrium receives deoxygenated blood through vena cava from upper and lower body. So this statement about the right atrium is correct, okay. So therefore it is correct. Then left atrium transfers oxygenated blood to the aorta, which sends it. So atrium cannot transfer to aorta. It cannot transfer to aorta. It can only transfer to ventricle. Ventricle will be transferring to aorta. So therefore this statement is also incorrect. So these two are incorrect. Only B and C are correct. So therefore option C would be the correct option. Then coming to the next question, 11th question. So here they have given a figure and you have to identify the organism, okay, represented in this figure. So it is very simple, as it is the NCERT figure they have given, and also the name was mentioned. So same figure is there. So it is of rhizopus. Fine. Okay. Then across a cross made between two pea plants produces 50% tall and 50% short pea plants. The gene combination of the parental pea plants must be. So here they want us to have 50% tall plants and 50% short plants. For the shorter, so we should know that it has to have that recessive genes, both should be recessive, then only it is possible. So here the combination can be TT or T and T. So we have to have 50-50, means there should be 50% short recessive type of combinations, and to 50% that tall combinations also must be available. So which, through which it can be possible. So logically when you see, so option C would be the appropriate, because this only will give. So this already we know that it cannot give the this cannot give, this cannot give. Okay, so this TT and TT will not result in that. So it will be uh, three will be tall and one will be short. So we have already seen. So logically it is TT, but you can just check it. So when you take it here, so you have this T and T, okay, and this side you can have the small t. So now when you form the combination, so here capital T small t, then this side capital T small t, here small t small t small t small t. So you got this 50%, and here also you got 50%. So therefore whatever condition is there, so that will be satisfied because of this. Okay, so therefore this option C would be the correct option. Then 13th question, strength of magnetic field produced by a current carrying solenoid does not depend upon. So does not depend upon number of turns in the solenoid. So definitely the field produced will be larger if the number of turns are more, lesser if the number of turns are less. So this cannot be the statement. Then direction of the current flowing through it, then direction of the current flowing through it. So when you consider a solenoid, so what happens basically is that whenever we are passing the current through that solenoid here through the coil, so it will all depend upon the magnitude of the current. No matter whether you are sending it from left to right or you are sending it from right to left, if the magnitude of the current is same, then the field will remain same. Whatever field will be produced, so that field is going to remain same, it is not going to change. So therefore this statement is actually the correct option to be selected, because other options are required for the, means they are depend upon the that field produced. So radius of the solenoid also will decide the strength of the field, then material of the core of the solenoid will also decide the field. So therefore these cannot be selected. So therefore the only option is B. Fine. Then SI unit of electrical resistivity is ohm meter. So very simple question. So it is just ohm meter. Fine. Then the minimum resistance which can be made using 5 resistors, each of resistance 10 ohm is. So this is very interesting. So minimum resistance, whenever we have the word minimum, so we have to understand it has to be a parallel. Okay, for maximum it would be series. So therefore we know that the total resistance in the parallel combination is given by 1 upon Rp. How many are there? How many there are total? 5 resistors of each value 10 ohm. So 1 upon 10 plus 1 upon 10 plus 1 upon 10 plus 1 upon 10. Okay, so 5 are there. Then together when you add this 5, so you will get 5 times 1 upon 10, which is nothing but 1 by 2. But left hand side it is 1 upon Rp. So 1 upon Rp equal to 1 upon 2. Therefore, reversing this, taking reciprocal, so Rp equal to 2 ohm. So you will be having option C as the correct option, right? Okay, so going to the next question. Consider the following statements in the context of human eye. So the diameter of the eyeball is 2.3 centimeter, which is correct. Iris is a dark muscular diaphragm that controls the size of the pupil, which is also a correct statement. Most of the refraction for the light rays entering the eye occurs at the crystalline lens. No, it occurs at cornea. While focusing on the objects at different distances, the distance between the crystalline lens and the retina is adjusted by ciliary muscles. It is also incorrect. Okay, so only the that focal length will be adjusted, not the distance. The correct statements are then therefore are A and B. So A and B is the only option A. Fine. Then from 17 to 20 assertion reason based question. So they have given first A is nothing but both A and R are correct. R is the correct explanation. B is both A and R are correct. R is not the correct explanation. Then A is true, R is false. C. Then D is A is false but R is true. Let us see the questions. Okay. So first question is, the deflection of a compass needle placed near a current carrying wire decreases when the magnitude of an electric current in the wire increased. So this is not true, because when the decrease, when there is a current increases, then the magnetic field strength will increase. Therefore the deflection would increase, so it is incorrect. So this is incorrect. So assertion is wrong, then assertion is false, but r would be true, because that is only you have to select here. So the based on this you can select the option D. Okay, so even without checking it, or if you read that, so strength of the magnetic field at a point due to current carrying conductor increases on increasing the current in the conductor, which is absolutely correct statement. Fine. Then 18th question is, human female has a perfect pair of sex chromosome. Okay, perfect pair of sex chromosome, which is also correct, because it is having a 23rd pair as XX. Then reason is sex chromosome contributed by the human male in the zygote decides the sex of a child, which is also correct. So this is also correct, this is also correct. Now you need to check, when you have both assertion and reason as correct, whether reason is necessary for assertion to be correct or not. So that you need to check. So here, as we can see that it doesn't have anything to do with the that first statement. Therefore, option B would be the correct option. Fine. Then myopic eye cannot see distant objects distinctly, which is a correct statement. Fine. The reason is, for the correction of myopia, converging lenses of appropriate power are prescribed by eye surgeons, which is also a correct statement. So therefore, here reason is not necessary for assertion to be true. So therefore, again for this, I will select the option number B. Fine. Then finally, the 20th question is, metals in the middle of activity series are found in nature as sulfides and carbonates. Okay, so which is correct? Middle of the series, so they are either sulfides or carbonates. Then reason is, the sulfide ores calcinated, sulfide ores calcinated, whereas carbonate ores are roasted to extract metals from them. So which is incorrect. Why? Because, so when you hear the word carbonate, CC, so calcination, this will be the process, calcination process. Okay, so therefore they have given it reverse. So this is not correct. Sulfide cannot be calcinated and carbonates are not roasted, which is ulta. Therefore this is wrong. So A is correct and R is wrong, which is I think option C. Okay, so that is it friends. So this is the solution of the set 2. So I have already uploaded set 1 solution as well, and after some time I will be uploading the set 3 solution as well. I hope it was useful for you. Thank you.